Hello, I'm Tricia from Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Sorry about this. Here we go. And I just thought I'd come on today and do another live just to say hello, have a little chat, and I'm probably end up making a card with you. I haven't actually planned anything as such, so hopefully it'll all go okay. But I thought I'd like to show you something that has just become available today, and that is the butterfly bouquet collection, I think it's called, and I'll show you the bits and pieces that I've already got, because I'm a demonstrator, so I can get advanced looks at some of the products that we get. So it's available to purchase from today. I think the whole thing comes to around about 68 pounds with the postage costs included. So I'll just show you the bits and pieces that I got. So I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see the desk, and then you can see all the parts and things that come with it. Okay, won't be a moment. I'll just put this on the stand for a second. There we go. Sorry about that. Let me just get this so that you can see. There we go. Oops. No, turned it around again. Sorry. There we go. There we are. Okay. Right. So we have. You can't really see down far enough. I think I'll just. Maybe if I move it up a little bit. There we go. It won't go up. Doesn't want to. Right. There we go. There we are. Sorry about that. Hello, Jane Elliott. How are you? Right. These are the two sets that we've got. Let me just see if I can see in case anybody makes any comment. There we go. Right. There we go. Right. So I can see any comments if anybody wants to make any. Right. So you get the stamp set, which is not on there, or not in the box at the moment. It is at the moment on my. It's in here. It's on my stamp. So it comes with all the different stamps all on one stamp. So you can, what you can do if you want to, you can cut it up into have individual butterflies, and you can then put it back together again if you want to. Then, as long as you don't, if you cut it, just cut it in certain places and free up the stamp so that you can use individual ones if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to. You can leave it like that. It depends how you want to use it. What I've done, I have printed out a sheet of butterflies onto white card, so that's the way the images print out. I also did one on watercolour paper, but I have coloured some of them in and cut some of them out, but they don't come quite as clearly on the watercolour paper. That's because it's textured paper. So this is the watercolour paper that Stampin' Up sell, but it does take the colour nicely. But I started trying to use on watercolour paper. I tried to start colouring it in and using my watercolour brush, my water brush. Unfortunately, these are coloured in with blender pens, because when I tried to colour them, use the paint, I'd forgotten I'd used the Tuxedo Memento Tuxedo black ink. Unfortunately, it's not water. It's a water based dye ink, so it doesn't work when you try and add water to it. It just makes it all go very grey and muddy. So if you're doing that, if you want to do it on watercolour paper and you want to use watercolour pencils and then use a paintbrush and water with it, you need to use Stays On ink. So you need to use a different type of ink for that, because that is a solvent based ink, and then when you water it, it doesn't water down. So that's how you can print those out. So those are the stamps. You also get dies with it, and there's quite a nice selection of dies. You get 2 lots of dies. You get the outline images, and they're all attached to each other, so long as you keep the dies, the stamps all together, you will be able to die cut them all at the same time. These are stuck down a bit, whoops. You also get a few extra stamps, dies that come with it as well, so it's not just to cut out the butterfly shapes images. So you cut out the individual images, there you are, like that. So you can do it like that. So you can then, once you've printed them out, stamped them out, you can then die cut them out, and so you'll have individual butterflies there. You've also got you've got some other little butterfly shapes as well. You've got a dotty shape which will cut out the holes. It doesn't actually cut out, it's like a splat probably. And then you've got a grid sort of effect. I don't know whether you can see that, grid effect. And you've also got some bricks on these stuff with those. And then you've also got the individual butterflies that these sort of cut out like a skeleton. Like you have skeleton leaves, you can get like an overlay that you could put over the top. So you could colour, I haven't cut these out yet, but if you cut it out of say white, and you could, or black even, and you could put it over the top, and then the colour would show through the holes. So it will cut out so that it'll leave like it does cut the outline out as well, but it also cuts out probably most of the colour that you've coloured on to the image as well. So that's the other types of stamps you've got with because you've got one for each of the different types of the different butterflies. I don't know, we've got 5 and 6 of these. Will that one fit? Oh, we don't want to. Ah, there we are. So that one will fit the smaller one just about. That one fit on there? Yes. So that one fits over there. So that one's on that page. So you've got the others that fit on over the top on that one. Okay. So those are the dies that go with it. They come in with a bundle. There we go. So those are the dies and the stamps, and then you have got a pack of paper that comes with it as well. I'll just see if I can. Oh, there you go. Typical. That one. That one. Got that one there. That one. I don't know what I've got out and what I haven't got out now. This one. I think that one's there. I have got that one out already. A little out on that one. And you've also got this one. So you have, oops, I don't want that actually, there we go. You've got, they're all 6x6 papers. The colours that are used are Basic Black, Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, So Saffron and Whisper White. And you get 48 papers altogether. They're all double-sided. I think I've got the 6th out now. Look, so we've got one. So it's got that with a nice different colour background, and you've got that on the back, that pattern. Then you've got all the small images of the butterflies, and you've got pretty pinks and reds on the back. Then you've got like a rainbow effect with the butterflies on, and you've got a nice sort of yellows and reds on the back of that, and oranges. Then you've got the sort of a jadey colour background with the yellow butterflies on, and you've got a nice red and white sort of spotty background. I've done that one. You've seen that one already. Whoops. Then you've got the nice blue and sort of tealy coloured butterflies in green, perhaps on a green background. And you've got a nice watercoloured splodges splattered background. This is the paper that you'll be able to use with the dies if you wanted to cut the butterflies out. So you've got the larger images of the butterflies, and you've got, oh, that's gorgeous, I like that, it's a bit of a rainbow effect on the back. So we've got all of those are this. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 papers. There we go. So those are the 6 papers. If we go back to that one there, I'll just get the dies out, and you can see, oh, wrong way round, that's why. There we go. So you can cut those images out without having to worry about stamping them. So if you didn't want to buy the stamps, you could just buy the papers, and you can still use the butterflies if you've got the dies. So you can use it, but obviously if you buy the stamps, you can get as many different images out of them as you want, and you can colour them in whichever colours you like. So obviously it's probably, well, to me it would be better to buy the dies and the stamps together, because you can use them both together. Okay, so those are all the papers and the dies. So how about if we try and make a card? What have I got? So we've got, let's have a look at the colours that we've got these papers in first. We'll find some card that goes with it. So I've got some this is the Bermuda Bay cardstock, because a lot of the colours in these are similar to those. And which ones have we got on the background? That would look lovely on that background as well. So would that. That would be nice. What have we got? Those would be nice on there. Or, oh, that would be nice on there as well. Let's have a look. What should we use? Maybe if I might just cut the dies out of that, die cut that out. That would look nice on there as well. And you've also got that one, which would be nice on there. Right. Let's have a look. So first of all, maybe save a bit of time. Right. So first of all, the first thing I'll do is I will cut out, die cut these butterflies out of here. And I will also, if I can, cut a few of these butterflies out of white card. So you can see what they look like. Actually, no, I won't do the big one for now. Put those back in behind there. I've got an electronic cutting machine, so that's what I'll be using to do mine. But you can use any die cutting machine that you might have. So we need to attach. I want to get this so that it fits on the paper nicely. There we go. I'll put one there and another piece. I'm using like a post-it note paper, but you can use anything to stick them down with. You can use washi tape. If you've got a magnetic plate, you could hopefully use the magnetic plate. My magnetic plate with this doesn't work all that well, so I can't use mine. Right, 2 seconds, let me get some piece of paper. That'll do. And a piece of white card. There we go, but I don't want all of it. So I'll just cut this out a minute. Just trim a piece of this off. Still pretty tall. I'm not going to use all of the images at the moment. There we go, let's put some of these on. Cut these out. And it doesn't matter so much with these how they go. There we are. So long as they sort of stay in place a little bit. I've got some of these, I got these from Aldi's or Lidl's, and it is post-it notes on a roll. But it's all sticky on the back, so you just tear off pieces as you need them. Oops, move that one. I'll move those quietly. Just move that down. There we go. There we are. Right. So I just put a piece of paper over the top because I find that tends to help to stop any marks coming on my paper from the plates, because sometimes when you've used your plates quite a bit, you won't be able to hear me very well now. Once I start this, I'll stop talking for a minute. There we go. Right. Oops. Here we go. Stuck onto that. Yeah. So if you've got plates that you've used a lot, they tend to get marked, and sometimes it can leave marks on your paper. So I tend to put a piece of paper over the top of it, and then it protects my the card from getting marked. You get like a texture coming on it. Sometimes it's nice to have a texture on it, but you don't always want to have it with a texture on it. So it depends what you're using it for. Let me just take these off. So they've come out really nicely from the piece of paper, and I've still got parts of butterflies that I could use as well. So let me just take these off. And again, it comes out really easily from the paper, the die, so you don't have to worry about cleaning out your die. I'm not sure it's all gone through. Oh, I might have to put these through again. Let me just see. Oh, these have all come, that one's come through okay. There we go. Might not have been enough pressure on that one. There we go. So this one looks as though it's cut really well. Put that one out in a sec. Let's get the bigger pieces out for now, just so you can see. other little bits out in a second. But if I put that over, yeah, which one is it? That one or that one? That one. So you could put that over the top, and then if you just stuck those down, you could have the wings looking as if they were a bit more 3D. So, and you can see the colour through. So that's quite a nice effect. Don't know what happened to that. There we go. So I'll just take these off here a second, and I might just run some of these through again. Just clear off. Whoop. Great. Don't think it's cut all the way. No, it hasn't cut all the way through. I don't know why. We'll try it again. We'll put it the other way around. It should be. Yeah, should be exactly in the same place. I'll just turn them around slightly so they're in a different position on the plate. Might just be my plates at the moment. Let me just get the butterfly that fell on the floor. There we go. Right, here we go. Put that one so that you can feel it when it just pops back into the into place. So I'll pull that over slightly. Put that back on top. Just move these out of the way. There we go. And I'll put this one through again. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely cut it out this time. There we go, just fell out. There we go. I'll sort that out in a minute. There we go. Just put all the bits in the bin. I'll put that out of the way. There we go. Right, so now we got. Just use my. Oh, there it is. Take a pick tool and I'll just pop out some of these little bits that are left in, and they're coming out really easily. There we go. Last one. They just fall out really. You can get a little brush tool that comes with the take a pick tool, or it doesn't come with it, you can buy to go with it and it will fit into your tool, but I don't tend to use that very often unless I've got something that's really intricate and there's lots of bits. I just use the pointy part of the tool. Right, let's just put this over here. That one, all the bits come out, but the butterfly die, and this last one is still in. And now I'll show you. So that's the other one. Let's just take a couple of little bits left in this. There, gone. There we are. So that's another one. 3. 4. This is the 4th one. So you've got you can see which bits have stayed in, the larger white parts, so you can get all of those out first. And then if you have problems actually getting it to come out of the die itself, so you've got the outline there, and if it doesn't want to come out on its own, you've also got these little holes here, and if you push on those, it will just release the butterfly out, the paper, card, whatever you use. There we go. There we go. So those are my outlines. There we go. Let's just get rid of there. Right. So just get those out of the way. I'm going to cut this in half. Put it this way. So I need it to be, no, I'm going to do it this way. So it needs to be about 5 7/8. To cut it in half. Okay. Oh, and then score it at 4 1/8. About there. Not cut it. So move the cutting blade out of the way and use the lighter I don't know what you call it, button? Handle? And that scores the paper, so you can then score it and you can fold it in half. So that's my start of my card. Then we'll choose some paper. Actually quite like that. We'll just do a simple card, I think, to start with. So I'll cut this up so I can use my mini guillotine for this. So I need it to be 3 7/8, and I just want to cut off. I can't do it now on that one. I'll have to do it with the other one. There we go. I just want this to be 4 5/8. So 5 5/8, not 4 5/8. So that will give me an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, and then we'll have some white card. I could have bigger pieces. There we go. I don't need to. I'll make a. So we could have this big image. Maybe 2. Whoops. I'm going to possibly put that one of that one's over there, and this one over this one. There we go. So those can come together, and then on here I will stamp. I think. I don't know that I've got my. What I tend to do with my inks is I use I've got some full-size stamp pads, but when I was first starting out I decided to try and save a little bit of money, so I bought the re-inkers so that I could obviously use them over and over again, and I bought the uninked Stampin' Spots and just made my own ink spots. Right, so it's not in there, so let me see if I can find, I don't know whether it's in that one. Oh well, everything's going everywhere. I've got the Bermuda Bay out. Alright, wrap it. Sorry about this. Let's hope I've actually stamped one up. Oh, what's this one? Is this one Bermuda? Yes, I have got Bermuda Bay. There we go. Right, put that back on that one. Right, so I will stamp. We'll get. I'll just put these away a minute, so that I don't lose anything. Oops. The only problem, I like to use my, I just put my Dust Buddy over the top. That's my own version of that I bought somewhere else, but you can buy them from, I'm not sure if you can buy them from Stampin' Up anymore, but you used to be able to buy them from Stampin' Up. Here we go. Right, let's just put this away. There we go. So those are all in the folder now. Put these for a minute. And I've got some newish let's see. I haven't actually used these stamps before, so they haven't got the backings on them. So let's find Happy Birthday. Whoops. I'll put a different thing on the inside. So we've got Happy Birthday, and just need to take, when you get a new set of stamps from Stampin' Up, they come with like a protection on the back, and you can also get the labels to go on them. So if I find Happy Birthday, what you do, you take the backing off them like this, and then you've taken the backing off this one, and then you get it the right way around, which would help, and you just put it on top of that, and it just comes off, and it's very sticky then, so then you can mount it onto your stamp block. Okay, so that's how you do those. I will do one of the others as well to go with it. Try and use this Bermuda Bay to match the cardstock and the colours that we're using. Happy Birthday. That's okay. And then I want to find a punch to punch it out with. And we've got one here. This is, let me just find it in the annual catalogue. I can tell you the exact name for it then. Here we go. These are, nope, if it fits, we'll see now. Where's it gone? Should be more than that. I missed a page, that's why. There we go. So the Label Me Fancy punch, and what happens is you've got a little dot and you've got a straight piece there as well, and when you, I don't know, we'll see if it'll fit now, just a second. when you put it in, nah, it doesn't quite fit. So it's not big enough for this stamp. I don't know that I've got one that's going to be big enough. That's not a problem because I also have these. That's not it. Let's find it here. Got too many punches at the moment. Everything's all over the place. So, a banner punch die. A banner punch, not a die. And so you can cut decorative ends, put the banner, either a chevron or an arrow onto a piece. I think that should be big enough to do that with. Now I can use my little mini. Here we go. If I just cut this out first. So I want that. And we'll cut there and turn it round. Right, it's got more than an inch. I don't know whether it goes up this far, but let's see now. I think it's only up to an inch. Yeah. So we'll cut this down a bit more so that it'll fit. There we are. So we cut that down to let it go back on. There we go. An inch. And then what happens is we put this in the hole there and it fits into the ridges there. This is the biggest size it can do, and you've got a nice end on there. Now what you could do the opposite, so it will look like a bit like an arrow. So you could have the arrow, the other part of it, on the other end. So you could have, well, we might as well, we'll do it. So you've got that like that. So you've made your own little arrow. Put this away a minute. There we go. Put those out of the way. We don't need those. So we've got that and that. Now what I can do, because I can't actually, I'm going to cut this. Don't think I've got any scraps of this at the moment. No. Oh, I did have some. Right, let's have a look. Oh, I'll cut this up. This will do. Yes, I just want an inch and a quarter strip. That. And I will just stick that on there, and then I will cut the pieces off. Because I can't actually get it, I'll just use the Tombow for now. What was at my fingertips? You can use any adhesives you like, and I've got this one to hand, so I'll use this one. I've got a 1/4 of an inch, just about a gap either side, and then I'll just try. Oops, that's not straight. Put that off there, and that there. And I'm just going to cut this off here, and I'm going to cut up to the middle there, and then I'm going to go in from the side to the middle, and the side. Try and get the angle the same to the middle. There we go. So now you've got a nice little arrow which just about fits. So we've got, let's put this together now. So we've got the outside. So I'll use my here. I've got my stamping seal, and whoops, no, it was the right way yet. Well, sometimes don't always, whoops, finish it off properly. So 2 and down there. So I'll just put this on. There we go. So that's there. I'm going to put this down here, and I might put those on with some dimensionals. So use a couple of these on the back. 2, 3. There we go. Put that here. Now for the butterflies. Is that the right one? Nope, that's that one. This one. Here we go. Right. So I will just fold these slightly, just not crease it completely, and I just want to put some glue on there, and I think I will use Tombow for this. Just be very gently because you don't want too much. And then I'll put this over there like that. I'll do the same thing with this one. So just fold, just crease it slightly on either side of the body. Oh. There we go, with a butterfly. And we'll stick this one on here. Oops. So it's nice and 3D'd. That's the only trouble with using Tombows, then sometimes it gets a bit sticky if you use too much. But there you go, that's okay. Right, so you've got the 3D effect there. You can still do the same thing with the paper version as well. So if you've got even more movement, do the same thing with the paper one as well. Just crease it slightly where the body was, and then we'll stick these on. So I'll put, I could do it with glue dots, but I'll use the Tombow for now. We've got it out now. So put one down here and one further up. I do like that paper on the back of it, mind. So there we go, and one up there. There we go, that looks lovely. And then let's see if we can find some nice, what's we got? It's not black. Oh, that's nice. This colour will go with it. These are Noble Peacock rhinestones, but I think that's probably the Pretty Peacock rather than the could be, but it doesn't matter because I think it'll go nicely with this. So we'll just use a couple of these. Use my take a picture. I think I might just use a couple on the bodies. And then I'll just use another 3 of the bigger ones. Put one there, one here, and one, whoops, I pick it up. Okay, and we'll put one up here. There you go. They are a bit darker, but I think they look quite nice on there. So that finishes that off, and then we just need to do the inside. So I need a piece of white card, and I want to cut it to 5 5/8. That, and to 3 7/8, and that will go on the inside of my card decks. There we go. But we want to put a nice sentiment on the inside, so I put, today is great because it's all about you, the great person you are, the great things that you do. So which one is that? This one. So we take this one off. Now it's sticky. And we want this one. Take the backing off. Whoops, didn't want to come off. There we go. And make sure it's the same way up. Make sure it's as near as possible on the outline what's underneath, and you can just take that off. Not bad. So put that back in there for a second, and I want another different block. I don't think that's big enough. I'll just have to use one of the other blocks that I've got. And that, it's quite a tight fit. Probably would have been better if I had that on a different orientation. It would have been better to go across, but I think it will just about fit. So if I'm careful, and I will try and take, or if I do ink it up, I will wipe that off so that it comes off. Then it gives me a bit more room, so I'll leave the hyphen off. So with using the small ink pads, you've got more chance of being able to be a bit more specific about where you put the ink. When you use the bigger ink pads, you've got less chance of being able to do this. Right, there's plenty of ink on there, so pretty certain that hasn't gone on there. It's okay. So we put this about there. There we go. That looks quite nice. So you didn't need the little hyphen there. So we'll put this on the inside, and I'll use my stamping seal for this. There we go, that's better. Right, and then we'll stick this down. Again, you've got a smaller margin around the outside of it. And we've got one of these little butterflies. We could put that in there like that. Might just use this one. And I'm not going to make this one 3D because it's going to be on the inside of the card. Don't know whether to put that over the top or not. I think I might leave it like as it is. So there we go. That's my card. So I just need an envelope. There we go. And if I wanted to, I could put maybe a butterfly image on the envelope, flat maybe. but as mine are all in one block, I'm not going to take it off and just do that. I could possibly cut one of the ones that I've printed out, and I could stick that on it if I wanted to. I coloured that in. I could colour that in with the Bermuda Bay, but I'm not going to do it now, so I might do it later on. So there's my envelope and there's my card, and there we go. So this is the Butterfly Boutique collection. So you've got the papers and the dies and the stamps, and I haven't used the stamps and the other stamp set I've used is the Happy Thoughts. This is one of the new ones that I've just bought, so that's why it hasn't been put together properly yet. So there we go, there's the stamp set. I have got, what colour have I got? I haven't got a blue. No, I haven't got one of the ones that I've coloured in the right colours, so I won't use those. So there we go, so there's the stamp set, the die set. Here we go, that goes with that, and the papers. So you've got Butterfly Bijou papers, Brilliant Wings dies, and Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. So those are them, and they all come together, and it's called the Butterfly Bouquet collection. Okay, so those are all the things that you can get to go with it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the card. Hopefully, if you haven't joined me live, you can join me and watch it again later on. If I can, I will try and post this onto my YouTube channel as well, so we'll have a look and see if I can manage that. So maybe you'll find me on YouTube as well. Alright, thank you for watching. If you want any of the papers or products that I've used today, you can find them on my website, which is Tricia's Cards and Craft.stampinup.net, and you'll find lots of other nice goodies on there as well. If you found me on Facebook, so it's Tricia's Cards and Crafts. I've also got a page on Instagram, which is just Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and if you want to email me, if you've got any comments or any, and you don't want to leave them on Facebook, you can email me with Tricia's Cards and Crafts at yahoo.com, and YouTube, I'm there as Tricia's Cards and Crafts as well. Okay, thank you for joining me live today. This is only my second proper live, so hopefully I'll be getting better as I go on from here. If you do get a chance, give me a thumbs up to say that it was okay, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.